Welcome back to the channel, Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's official prices. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, Horus Heresy, and pretty much any of Games Workshop's games here. So we have the big releases are the Warhammer Underworlds Gnarlwood. This is a new box set. It does include everything you need to play Warhammer Underworlds for up to 4 people. I'm not sure the exact details of how the 4 people works exactly. That's normally a 2-person game, and really it's like 2 sets, but there's the ability, I think, to play 4 players. This is a really nice looking set overall. Includes everything you need to play and contains some really nice looking miniatures overall. I am definitely a fan of both of the new sets, the new warbands here. These are really cool, very unique for sure. Definitely have a nice feel to them. And then also the new Undead Warband as well. Again, very, very cool. So for this box set here, the USD price right in line with what we would expect at $95 for everything pictured. And then that is $125 Canadian for our friends up north, $125. So definitely looking forward to that one if you're an Underworlds player, as obviously there's some cool stuff there. And then we have next the Rivals of Nethermaze. So these were the 2 warbands that came out in the Nethermaze set. Again, 2 really nice looking warbands here. It's the Dark Elves and the Skaven. Very, very good models. Super unique sculpts. Awesome looking bases. I mean, especially the Skaven bases are absolutely phenomenal. So for this set right here, again, the base game was $95 and included both these and then everything else you would need to play. Just the models in this Rivals of Netherdeep set, or I'm sorry, Nethermaze set, are $80 USD or 95 Canadian. So there's definitely a world where you could potentially still get the Nethermaze set and, you know, potentially have the whole game for $15 more. But if you're just after the models, if you have no interest in the game or anything like that, this is definitely a great way to get some phenomenal sculpts. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a box for this price with better sculpts than this from Games Workshop or anyone else. Just absolutely phenomenal. Definitely a big fan of these models. So moving on here, we have the Warhammer Underworlds Premium Card Sleeves, 45 of these. And obviously they have the special backing. Keep your cards safe for gameplay. And these are $15 for 45 or $20 Canadian for these. So definitely a nice little accessory to have. Obviously much more expensive than different brand card sleeves. So then next we have all of the Direchasm Warbands. Now I don't have these individually listed on here, but I'm expecting them to be around $42 to $45. Now these are the actual warbands without any cards, and these are all individually available. So really, really nice looking warbands here. We'll have the prices here on release day, and we can talk a little bit about it. But again, just phenomenal sculpts. Perfect for somebody that just wants a few models that kind of have like a certain theme to them, not necessarily interested in building a whole army. I think a lot of collectors are probably big fans of Warhammer Underworlds, even if they're not players. I know I'm not a player of Warhammer Underworlds, and I'm a big fan of the models. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, some of these sculpts, awesome. And then we saw all the Japan releases, so we know all the price on them. They're making it over there. They did mention also here that the Sons of Bahamut War Scroll cards will be coming everywhere else. Everything else was late to Japan. These are early to Japan, and then they will come everywhere else shortly. And then on to the Black Library. Got some cool new stuff here. So we have the Dark Imperium collection. Again, that is limited to only 1,000 copies, so we know that's going to sell out pretty quick right there. And then here is our HarrowMaster Renegades. So the HarrowMaster from Renegades is $27 USD or 32 Canadian. I really like that cover art. And then scrolling down here, we have Grombrindal, Chronicles of the Wanderer. And again, this one available in multiple medium. But we have the hardback novel, $27, and then again $32 Canadian. Again, really, really nice looking cover art. Definitely a fan of this. It's got a super cool look to it. And then there were a few other items as well. but that was the majority of it for this week. So definitely a Warhammer Underworlds player is going to be excited about this week's releases. Everybody else, going to have a little less appeal probably. The truth is, this is a big one, the Dark Imperium collection. That is going to be a big seller, I'm sure. I mean, 1,000 copies worldwide, that will be going pretty quick. So if you do want to copy that, make sure you're on top of it, or copy that set. And then obviously these are really cool, Direchasm Warbands. I already have a few of these, but definitely some really nice models. Definitely recommend those. And then just scrolling up here, our little sleeves. These bad boys are pretty cool. I'm actually so close to pulling the trigger on my first Warhammer Underworlds actual box set purchase. I bought a couple of warbands before, but I really like all of these models here, and I was already kind of looking at this, and I found a good price on this set, as well as the, Nethermaze and the Nether Deep. So I may pull the trigger on both of those with, this in mind. That essentially I would have like these last 3 sets of models, and then also all the stuff to play. I could take a look at it, potentially play it in the future. Definitely kind of exciting. And also, may not get to it right away. I'm sure there'll be changes in the game and everything like that. Erratas, facts, some stuff will go out of style or out of, usefulness, etc. But I think I like the idea of having these couple kind of sets and these cool, unique warbands and everything. And they are pretty cheap. I think this is a really good idea. Having a lower price point for stuff like this and smaller groups of models really gets people excited about picking up a couple models, starting off maybe with a few, and then ends up with a warband, and then possibly supplementing that into a small army, etc. So it's really good ways to build up the game. We see that a lot with Kill Team into big 40k, and then obviously also we see with Underworlds or Warcry. The fantasy realm is kind of lucky that they have, Warhammer Underworlds, a whole extra game, as well as Warcry. So pretty cool, pretty neat. I like the idea of it. Like, for instance, if you were going to build this warband right here, there's potential that you may want like 2 of the casters in Warcry. So for me, the idea of something like this, where you can have a couple of like really cool models to supplement your Warcry warband, and have the ability to kind of, with the fixed Warcry warbands, most of them come with like 8 or 10 models, and that's your 1,000 points. So you need to kind of supplement it somehow, one way or the other, if you want to either change the composition of the warband, or if you're playing in a, mission where you're essentially like a campaign where you're essentially adding on to them. Now you can do it obviously with monsters or allies, etc. But you may just want like a second caster or something cool. So I think these are pretty awesome as well. And then, again, a lot of these are like perfect for D&D. So let me know what you think. Always exciting to hear back from the community. Definitely looking forward to, potentially learning this. From what I hear, it's pretty fun. It's pretty competitive and pretty simple to pick up. And I do like the idea of kind of blending together the aspects of like a CCG or like just a card game in general with the aspects of sort of tabletop wargaming. And then it kind of has like the Battletech thing going on with the hexes as well. So pretty cool. I know a lot of people really swear by the game. So, it's one of those things. I'm definitely excited to kind of check it out. And the sculpts are just so good. I end up buying these things over and over. So might as well at least learn how and, potentially play the game. So let me know what you think down below. But if you are into these daily reactions, reviews, and news videos, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, Horus Heresy, obviously Warhammer Underworlds as well, make sure to like and subscribe. It's absolutely free, really helps out the channel. But that's what we're going to call it today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and this is our this week's official pricing, and I'm out of here.